We are living through a period of heightened social friction, a constant background radiation of anxiety and division that feels increasingly inescapable. This societal chaos may be a symptom of a larger environmental mismatch. If we view the human body as a biological instrument, we are struggling to find a resonant frequency within a disruptive, unstable atmosphere. Ancient polymaths from the mystery schools of Pythagoras and Plato understood reality through this lens. To them, numbers were far more than placeholders in a decimal system. They were the living, elementary particles that dictate how all matter is structured. Nikola Tesla later concentrated his research on the numbers 3, 6, and 9. He believed these specific digits represented the foundational blueprint for how energy manifests into the physical world. This ancient mathematical understanding of energy and form has been largely omitted from modern public discourse, leaving a gap in our understanding of how environment influences biology. When we remain unaware of the mathematical code governing our own reality, we lack the tools to recognize when those systems are being manipulated to foster social division. In vortex math, doubling numbers reveals a repeating sequence: 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5, creating an infinity pattern. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 remain isolated from this loop, operating as the creative frequencies that provide the framework for the physical pattern. Applying ancient Pythagorean reduction, the process of adding digits until only a single integer remains, reveals that the core frequencies of the original musical scale all reduce back to 3, 6, or 9. Within this scale, 528 Hz stands as a central pillar. Using the reduction method, 5 plus 2 plus 8 equals 15, which further reduces 1 plus 5 to a core frequency of 6. This mathematical center point resonates with the physical world. When 528 Hz is translated into the light spectrum, it aligns with greenish-yellow, the exact center of the rainbow, and the primary frequency used by chlorophyll to capture life-sustaining energy. The structure of the natural world is not a random occurrence. It is a physical manifestation of these specific mathematical harmonics. Human biology is designed to integrate with this mathematical environment, operating as a sophisticated receiver for these specific signals. The double helix of our DNA functions as a biological antenna. It is a coil designed to transmit and receive information through sound and light. However, this antenna requires a conductive environment to maintain its signal. For energy to flow, the DNA must be encapsulated by a specific liquid matrix. This matrix consists of hexagonal structured water. These six-sided molecules form a precise honeycomb-like grid around the DNA, creating the necessary conditions for electromagnetic signaling. When the body becomes dehydrated, this structured grid breaks down. Without the hexagonal matrix, DNA strands lose their structural integrity and their electromagnetic potential drops. Our capacity to commune with universal harmony depends entirely on maintaining these physical conditions. If the matrix collapses, the connection is severed. If our biology is hardwired for this harmonic connection, we must ask why modern life is so frequently defined by stress and dissonance. This disconnect is rooted in the early 20th century. Powerful global industrialists, including the Rockefeller Foundation, funded a campaign to standardize Western musical tuning. By 1939, they established A equals 440 Hz as the international standard, moving the foundation of our music away from the natural 369 frequencies. Biophysical analysis shows that 440 Hz creates a resonant block at the neck. This frequency suppresses intuitive right brain function and traps cognitive energy in the egoic mind. This specific tuning was selected following military acoustic research intended to induce psychosocial stress. It provides a constant environmental pressure that encourages egocentrism and division. The impact of this shift reflected in public behavior. Audiences during the era of Frank Sinatra generally remained in a state of romantic, controlled admiration. Following the standardization of the 440 Hz frequency, audiences began exhibiting unprecedented levels of mass hysteria and agitation, culminating in rioting at Elvis Presley performances. Much of the egoism and division in the modern world is a predictable result of a society subjected to a continuous broadcast of biological static. The Beatles explored this concept in the film Yellow Submarine, depicting a colorful society attacked by forces that silence their music and leave the population fragile and gray. We currently live in a version of that gray world, suffering from a manufactured state of self-loathing and a deep separation from our biological nature. We can choose to reject this dissonance. By seeking out natural frequencies and prioritizing our internal environment, we begin to reclaim the signal. Supporting our physical health and maintaining structured hydration allows us to actively repair our genetic antennas and restore our body's resonant capacity. Returning to the 528 Hz frequency is a physical and mathematical rebellion. It is the process of reclaiming our potential and restoring our connection to the universe.